My name is Declan. This is my project on evolution. I have approximately 30 hours in this project, and my driving question is, how has evolution shaped our Earth? So, in order to understand evolution, we first have to go back before evolution to know what it was like beforehand. So, there was no such thing as evolution back before 1859 when Darwin created Origin of Species. There were people who thought of cataclysmic events that changed species, but they never went further with it. People would believe in God a lot. Anybody who didn't believe it were sinners. They hated anybody who said our God did not create our creatures, and they believed that everything was in perfect harmony. Nature wasn't capable of cruelty. So Darwin, as a little boy, was a real troublemaker. He never paid attention to it in school. He would always just make trouble in class. And when he was out in his backyard, he would always pick up bugs, pick up sticks, and just see what they looked like, how they moved. And his father finally had enough with him, so he sent him away to boarding school with a medical professor. And the professor saw him with his knack for in the environment. So then the professor had him go on the HMS Beagle, which then he cruised around the coast of Argentina and over to the Galapagos Islands, where he discovered Darwin's finches. And on every island there was a different variation of finch. One of them had a tough beak for seeds, one of them had a long beak for nectar, another had another pointier beak for insects. And when he was older, he finally wrote a book called The Origin of Species, and the main premise of that book was that species changed due to environment stresses, and that if they didn't have the correct tools or utensils to survive, they would have died out. And Alfred Russel Wallace actually helped him write this book. He's not very well known by most, but he contacted Darwin, and Alfred Wallace was also another evolutionary believer. So, proof of evolution, and what is it? So, in layman's terms, evolution is just change with either a species or as a genus whole. I can show you where how we can I can actually show you evolution later, proof like right now. I can't speak. Sorry. So evolution relies heavily on mutation and just changes. Now, I'm not talking about mutation like growing an extra arm or growing an extra eye. Mutations can be as subtle as skin pigmentation, changing from a white color to a black color. And another proof of this is actually back in the Industrial Revolution with the moths, the peppered moth. The peppered moth was white, so it blended in perfectly with the trees, and birds would eat them less, but there were other variations where the peppered moth was actually black, and the birds ate them more. Then when the Industrial Revolution came around, the white moths died, and the black moths survived, and the population changed from a higher white population to a higher black population due to evolution. Our fossil record also shows that evolution is proof. I used to have a picture of bones in our arm compared to other arms in other animals, and they were practically the same throughout. And then, as well, evolution got us from that single prokaryote to that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, so myths of evolution. So a lot of people think evolution is this one straightforward path. It's very easy. It's just a straightforward line. What a lot of people don't know is that evolution is just a lot of failures. That's all evolution is. It just keeps on sending animals out to their doom and seeing which ones make it and survive. And if they do, then they can carry on their genes to the next, and so on and so forth. A lot of people also believe, or some people believe, that humans are the one exception. We did not evolve, we came as we are. Of course, that's not true. And then monkeys. We did not evolve from monkeys. We have the same common ancestor. We did evolve alongside them, though. So around 6 million years ago, our species branched off from the ape species, and then as well the fish. So people believe that that fish grew lungs, and then they traveled onto the surface to survive. But they actually had like flipper weird legs, and all they did was just keep on crawling onto the surface little by little, and soon enough, the lungs were evolved. These are my sources, and thank you for watching. Any questions? Ms. Weber?
Did you wear that shirt today on purpose?
Yes and no. Rylan?
Did you do this project this year or last year?
I did it this year.
One more question. Why didn't you put in the video, go back and want to become monkey?
Good point. Well, Landon.
Why did you choose to do this project?
Well, because I'm a nerd, and because I was bored. I knew about evolution, I just didn't know too much about it. Abigail?
Do you think people back in the 1800s believed in the evolution of like dinosaurs and that, do you think that God had created those, or?
Well, from my understanding, they just thought those were giant lizards. When they first discovered them, they literally portrayed them as giant sluggish creatures, and that they just died off. I don't know if they thought God created them or some other entity, so. Ian?
Why should we care?
Because without evolution, I would not be standing in front of you talking to you, and we would not be set on a crash course about destruction, so. Eden?
You know at what point we discovered evolution?
Well, the theory, 1859 is when Darwin published The Origin of Species. That was when we first coined the term evolution because of him and Alfred Wallace. So, Mason?
What is your favorite area of this project and why?
Well, my favorite area to dig into was, I actually did not talk about this, it was how genes affect how we look, and how different genes portray into building our body. I can go into more detail later today if you want to know more. So, Rylan?
I have a quick comment. So this is how you grow if you're a boy or girl. You all have a X gene. If you have two X genes, you are a girl, and X gene and Y gene, you are a boy.